time for new products?
It is time for new products idea.
Yes.
Zoom, new product time. All right.
New.
All right, so we're going to do products. The first thing I'm going to try to do, though, is I'm going to see if I can get the overhead cam to work. And I did.
Okay.
Okay, that was dangerous, but I did it.
It works right now.
Okay,
so let's
hooray.
Be careful. Okay.
Hooray, hooray, hooray.
Okay, quick.
Yeah, I'm there.
To the thingy.
Yeah, we're here.
All right, so I got a lot of stuff.
So, okay, so first up, before we go on to that, I'm going to show you what the new product is. So first one.
This is actually a pretty simple cable. I don't really need to show on the overhead. It is a 3.5 millimeter stereo to stereo cable. It's 3 feet long. We had one before that was 6 feet. We just have one that's shorter. These are kind of handy. It's a cable. You guys know what this is. It's an audio cable, so stereo to stereo. It's useful. Yay.
All right, next up.
Next up, it's a 16 gig class 10 MicroSD card. These are for people who want to use with single board computers like a Raspberry Pi or BeagleBone Black or QB or whatever, banana board, whatever it is. And you want to have high speed. It uses a MicroSD card for storage. These are class 10, so they're faster. Especially for people who want to use like Windows 10 IoT or other like large operating systems on their single board computers. It does actually make a difference. You can read much faster than with a class 10 card. You can also write much faster. So we have some, and we are selling them in the store.
Okay. Next up.
Okay. Now we're going to start getting back into Adafruit made parts. We're going to start. This is like kind of a small one, but you're going to see a bunch more in the coming weeks. This is a little simple one that we will be using for future projects. It's an SWD breakout. SWD cables are 0.05 inch pitch, and they're like the cables are very small, and so you want to have an adapter for these. So I'll show on the overhead. Overhead's working? Okay, great. So for example, here we have, hold on. Okay, block. A Arduino Zero, and this uses a Cortex M0 chip, which is where it comes from, Zero. Also M3s sometimes have these. So a lot of chips, NXP chips, Mbed chips, ARM chips, whatever, have this little connector. So this is like the SPI connector, and that's 0.1 inch pitch. This is the SWD connector, it's 0.05 inch pitch, so it's much finer pitch, and this is actually the debug port. So if you want to raw program or debug the chip, this is a SimSys DAP chip, but like let's say you wanted to connect a JTAG or SWD with an external programmer or debugger, you would use this cable. Okay, so you can plug in this cable. Great. So you plug in the cable, but now you want to connect this to like a Breakout board or some other programmer, you would use this little Breakout. Just has the connector on one side, and then little header pins, and they're labeled very nicely, so you know which one is the clock pin, the data pin, ground, reset, etc. You can plug this in, and vice versa. If you have a programmer that has this cable and you're working with a chip that's like in DIP or on a breadboard, and you don't want to get this connector to connect your J-Link to, you would use this to go the other way. It's really handy if you're doing anything with Cortex chips or ARM chips. So mini Breakout, a taste of things to come.
Okay. Next up, and we just put this in just a few moments ago.
I know, it just came in. It's a humongous solar panel. This is from Voltaic Makers, extremely high quality solar panels.
These are the best.
These are the best.
They really are.
These are waterproof and weatherproof, epoxied, have aluminum backing. They have little mounty things. It's so big I don't even need the overhead. You can kind of see the...
How many volts?
This is a 6 volt, 9 watt panel, so you get up to 1.5 amps in bright sunlight. Of course, the voltage does fluctuate a little bit, depending on the light. If you want to, so it'll be as high as like 7-ish, 7.1 or 7.2-ish, and as low as 4, or off if there's no sunlight at all. So 6 is like the nominal, like average voltage under like peak load. You'll want to use something like a solar charger with this in order to charge a battery, and then you would boost that battery up to actually have that turn into 5 volts. So if you are using this with something, if you're using something that definitely doesn't draw that much current, and it's okay if it goes on and off, you could connect this to a buck converter or a linear regulator and get 3 volts or 5 volts out. But I would strongly recommend using this with a solar charger, which is in the store. It's called the USB DC solar charger. connecting this to that and then charging a li-poly or lithium-ion battery. And then even when it's dark out or cloud passes by, the battery is kind of your storage of the sun energy, and then you can convert that to either 3 volts or 5 volts or whatever. But this is our biggest panel yet. So 9 watts, really nice panel. Great for outdoor usage. This is used in voltaic bags, which are...
and it's like wearable. I mean, like it could easily go on to like a back of the jacket.
You could definitely put it on your back or whatever.
Yeah.
It has these nice little mounting pegs on it. So it has a lot of little extras that make it nice to use.
Okay, next up, we also just put this in store. Wheels.
Wheels. This wheel, not just any wheel, this is a continuous rotation servo wheel. So we have these very cute micros. You can actually see in the video the micro continuous servos. So you're probably used to continuous servos that are large. These continuous servos are very small. They're like the 9-gram servos. And this is not going to be super strong, but if you give it like a good 5 or 6 volts, you can use this to drive a little car or something around. Or you can have it just rotate something if you need. You can attach this wheel onto these continuous rotation servos and then control forward, backward speed and have this drive around. What I like about this wheel is you can attach it permanently with a little screw, but also just snaps on pretty well. And it has a great rubber wheel thingy. So yeah, like if you're making a little 3D printed robot with a trinket or a Metro Mini or something else small, I wouldn't like stick a camera and a Raspberry Pi on this. This might be a little bit too weak for that, but a small little breadboard or something you can have it roll around. This wheel is nice and grippy.
That's cool. All right. Okay, this week the star of the show besides you is the Mega.
Yay!
So this is it. We mentioned it before. We had the spinny American flag stuff going on.
Dun dun dun, America.
Yeah. One day maybe electronics won't be ever made in America, and we'll talk about the time back when people used to make open source hardware in America. But that day is not here yet.
We got this going on now. I mean, like we have this American flag. We have this lovely rotating platform.
This is a.
Let's celebrate what we have.
This is an American success story.
Yeah.
We're in
New York.
We're in New York. We're in the USA, and we're making
the most American cities.
Well, it's a good place to be. So, anyways,
it's easy assembled.
Yeah.
In the
So,
USA.
anyways, we're doing this. So this is the Mega. So we're doing the Mega now.
Yep. The Mega. You can now get Unos made in the U.S. You can get Megas made in the U.S. We have these. You can buy them. If you buy them now, you know that they are made by Arduino CC and partners. That's us.
Yeah.
They have the new Genuino logo on there, which is cute. They have everything that you love in a Mega. It's exactly the same board, same bootloader, same everything. Slightly different silk screen. And like I said, made in the USA. And we have a bunch of these, and we're going to be making more. How many more? Lots more. Yeah. So that's our new product. It's you actually wouldn't notice the difference if I didn't tell you the packaging is a little bit different. But it's pretty much identical to the Mega you know and love, just now made by people you know and love.
One of the things that I really like is you contributed the most open source code and libraries to the Arduino ecosystem, and eventually you built your company to a point where you could make the Arduinos. And
that's why the new stickers.
Yeah, and while Arduino.cc wraps up some pretty gnarly legal stuff with another entity that's calling itself Arduino, we're the ones that are allowed to and are making the Arduinos in partnership with Arduino.cc.
We're the only licensees of the Arduino.
Right now, right now for the way these are made, yes.
Yeah.
And so we're pretty happy about it. If you want to see more stuff that Adafruit makes for Arduino, drop them an email. Go to Arduino.cc and let them know. And if you're one of the tens of thousands or more people who've already gotten Arduinos and you're just like, wow, these just work, they're great, let them know.
Especially if you bought a non-Arduino in the meantime, because you're like, well, I don't know where I'm getting these from, and so I'll get a clone or something. This is a good time to make good.
Yeah.
And buy an official one.
That was new products.